To your first video lesson of the year. In this video lesson, you will be learning about 5 Native American tribes of North America. After viewing the video, make sure to answer the questions that are off to the side on TED Ed. The 5 tribes we're going to be learning about are the Inuit, Kwakiutl, Pueblo, Lakota, and Iroquois. First tribe we're going to talk about is the Inuit. The Inuit live in what is now Alaska and northern Canada. These are Arctic areas, so they're really cold. They're characterized by a tundra, which is an ice desert. And the temperature is below freezing most of the year. In order to survive in such harsh conditions, the Inuit lived in igloos, which were made out of snow and ice. Believe it or not, these igloos are actually extremely warm. They trap in all the heat, so they make it easy or comfortable to live. The Inuit to travel around used sleds. They used to tie the sleds together with rope that they made, and this allowed for flexibility and movement with the sled for the uneven surfaces. The next tribe we're going to talk about is the Kwakiutl. Kwakiutl live in present-day Washington and Oregon, which is in the Pacific Northwest. They also live in Vancouver and British Columbia, which is part of Canada. They're characterized by a rainy and mild climate. Mild meaning it doesn't get too hot or too cold. Because they're on the coast and it doesn't get too hot or too cold, there's tons of great trees, all in the area of the Pacific Northwest. The Kwakiutl use these trees, they use these natural resources to build their homes, canoes, and totem poles. Their totem poles would tell stories. The canoes are used for gathering food, traveling, and trade. And the homes were large enough to fit their whole entire extended family in one house. The next tribe we're going to talk about is the Pueblos. The Pueblos live in what is now present-day southwest United States. This is a desert area, and it also has areas bordering cliffs and mountains. In order to survive in these desert areas, the Pueblos made their homes out of clay, sand, and straw. These adobes provided protection from invaders as well as natural elements. As we can see in this picture, there's doors in this adobe. When the Pueblo lived in them, there's only about 150 Pueblo that actually still live in adobes. When the Pueblo lived in them, they didn't have doors. They would have ladders. This way, if somebody came to attack them, they could just simply remove the ladders and then they'd be safe. If you visit southwest United States today, you can still find Pueblo pottery in many places. Our fourth tribe is going to be the Lakota. The Lakota live in the Great Plains region. This region is characterized by dry grasslands. The Lakota were a nomadic tribe, meaning that they moved around a lot. They moved around because they hunted the buffalo. And as the buffalo would move, they would need to move. In order to make it easy to move and quickly, the Lakota lived in teepees. The teepees were made out of buffalo skin, and they were easy to take down and put up, simply like a tent today. You can move it around easily. Buffalo were their main source of food, nutrition, and shelter. The last tribe we're going to talk about is the Iroquois. The Iroquois live in the eastern woodlands, which is a heavily forested area. They lived in longhouses with their extended family. Again, very similar to the Kwakiutl, just on the different side of the country. The Iroquois were able to use all the trees and those natural resources around them to build these strong, sturdy homes. This picture over in the bottom corner is the wampum belt. The wampum belt recognizes the Iroquois Confederacy. Each square represents an Iroquois nation. There's 5 in this belt. There is now a 6th Iroquois nation, but it didn't exist when this belt was made. So this was your crash course, your introduction to the 5 tribes we're going to be learning about. Answer the questions in the TED Ed and come to class prepared to delve more deeply into the tribes. Thanks for watching.